Hello, welcome. Another month has gone by, the cold, gray month of January. Though as cold and gray as it is, it's also kind of charged with the excitement of a new year. But here's how it went. First, I swapped out my old bullet journal for the new one I set up in December. I love a fresh notebook, but I always forget that these ones, the GLP Creations author, have trouble laying flat until you work with them a little bit, so that was a little bit annoying. Most of my New Year goals were things I'd already been doing: running, exercising, trying to eat better. The key was really just to keep doing them. Consistency is the goal here, and even at the beginning of January, I was seeing some pretty good signs of progress. Okay, back at my desk. First day of work after the holidays. Got some breakfast, some coffee. It is really gloomy outside, but this is just how it's gonna be until springtime hits, so gonna start everything up and get to work. Slack is not working today, which is not good. I use Slack for a lot of communication, but hopefully they get their servers back up. The first week back at work actually felt very gentle this year. Usually it feels kind of harsh, but I felt prepared and kind of calm rather than disoriented. Happy Tuesday! I haven't really checked in this year, I don't think. I keep meaning to and forgetting, but here we are, the new year. I'm off to a great start, I think. I've been working consistently on my game project. I feel good about the progress. I haven't quite settled on a game premise just yet, but I feel like I'm close. Today is the 5th, by the way, so we're 5 days in to the new year. Mostly I've just been getting back to work. Work is good. I was expecting more of like a harsh re-entry into working life, but it actually has been pretty smooth. It's kind of chill right now. We finished a big project right before my little vacation, and so coming back has been a lot better. Yeah, I'm just working now. We do have to run out and get the car registered and stuff. We tried on New Year's Eve and failed because the car broke down, and then it got really late and nobody would replace the battery for us. Oh man, it was a big mess, but it's fixed now, and now we just need to actually get out to the place and have it tested. The test should pass. This is a fairly new car. It doesn't usually have emission problems, but we just have to deal with it. So, yeah, I got kind of off track there, but that's the plan for today, is to work, go to the place and do the thing. I need to do a workout today. I have a run scheduled, and then tonight is a stream night. Once I got started with the game design and settled on a premise, I made this little player character concept art piece. I didn't get the process on that on video, but I did get my progress making the 3D model. I love making 3D models of characters even like way before I'm really ready to do it. I just find this connects me to the project so much more. Going from 2D to 3D like I'm doing here when I only have one perspective drawn out is kind of tricky, but this character is from my own mind, so I don't really need a lot of references. I just followed the sketch as well as I could. I used my imagination and sort of common sense for the depth and like how wide and what the shape is of this character from the side. The time-lapse is pretty quick, but you might be able to see that I change views a lot, rotating around the model to make sure it looks right from every direction. This is especially important because I don't really have a solid reference, but at the end, I had a good, simple model of this humanoid character. I went in and added a skin texture and some hair a little bit later in the month. I think I have mentioned this briefly, but I'm planning out my game work in Notion, which is a hugely powerful and fairly popular note-taking, data organizing app. I may do a whole video on it. I'm not sure yet, but it's very, very extensible and you can really do a lot with it. What I have here is a dashboard for my game project with some feature milestones, some tasks, a space for me to log individual work sessions. It's really detailed and I spent way too long setting all of this up, but I had a lot of fun. I love productivity software like this. I just love playing with it. It's a source of procrastination for me for sure, but so far this has been very useful for me and I have continued to use it, which is more than I can say for other productivity software. So I feel like this one might stick at least, you know, throughout this project. I may not use it for other projects, but yeah, I really like what I have set up here. It gives me a good bird's eye view of the project, and I'm continuing to sort of flesh out all the tasks and details of the project as well. I was inspired by my new kettle to become a coffee snob, so I got some coffee snob supplies. I'm grinding the beans fresh and using a brewer that looks like a Chemex but isn't really. I'm enjoying it so far, but I might switch to something that uses filters for easier cleanup. I haven't decided yet. Happy Sunday. It is January 17th. It's not a normal Sunday though because I have tomorrow off for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It was a surprise holiday. My company did not observe this holiday last year and they announced that we would be observing it this year on Friday. So, surprise holiday, takes some of the pressure off. I tend to get really down on Sundays just because I feel like I have to prepare a lot of stuff for the week and I never feel like I have enough time, but today's kind of chill. Yesterday I did a lot of video editing that I'm not sure I needed to do. I was kind of going through old Twitch streams and trying to edit them down a little bit to put on YouTube, but I don't know if I want to spend the time to do that for all my streams, or even just the like sort of serialized games. So like some games you play and it doesn't have any larger effect on anything. Other games there's like a story or a progression that you want to keep track of. I just don't know if it's worth my time, but I spent like 3 hours yesterday doing it before I realized this. So I don't know. Yesterday got a little away from me. Today I've been watching YouTube. Just watching YouTube, not doing anything at all. I want to get into some more game work. I'm very, very close to the end of the sort of planning phase. I have most of my features tasked out, which basically just means I have broken them down into individual tasks and tried to assign a rough difficulty to them so I can estimate how long they will take. This is going to be wildly inaccurate, but hopefully it will be accurate enough to sort of plan ahead a little bit. Like, it's all really rough at this point, but it's something. And I want to finish the tasks today. I think I could have finished them yesterday if I didn't go down that huge rabbit hole, but today if I can finish them I'll feel really good, and then I can start developing. I've already started a little bit of work on the multiplayer like server stuff and working on a character model, which I may put in this vlog, I may put it in the next one, but yeah, so I've started on the character model after doing a concept sketch, and I like it. I feel like it still might need some tweaks, but I like it so far, and I think I'll like it more once I get it animated a little bit and see the character in motion. But the first step I think is going to be getting character movement and getting the multiplayer stuff integrated. I talked about some of this in my January plan with me, and pretty much the plan is just the same. So yeah, also I have this one strand of hair that doesn't want to stay in the ponytail. I think it's gonna be time to re-dye my hair soon, but I'm not really prepared. I didn't plan ahead for this. I'm not sure what color I want to do next because I ran out of the silver and I never ordered more, so got way off the rails there. But plan for now is to get into doing task work. I want to run today, but I might push it to tomorrow because I'm just feeling kind of lazy. Now that it's mid-January, it's been getting very cold. Ice is forming outside. Crowley's blowing his coat, so his fur's coming out in these big messy chunks. I'm drinking a lot of hot tea and just generally trying to stay warm and productive, which is a bit of a challenge when it's so cold and gloomy outside. I find that I'm really affected by the weather, not even just the temperature, but looking outside at the weather. I get very down when it's sort of gray and cloudy, though I don't dislike the rain. It's mostly the darkness that comes along with the rain and the clouds. I'm officially done designing the features for my game. Like I mentioned earlier, I split my work into milestones. I used a feature document to define everything in prose, sort of, and then I thought through how it was going to work in the game. So feature by feature, I created individual tasks, assigned points based on how much work I think each task will be, and I ended up with 400 points exactly. And that doesn't correspond to hours or anything, it's just like a software point estimate type of thing. This is 400 points across 96 tasks, and that makes almost 8 points per week, or 2 tasks per week, which at this point seems fairly ambitious, but we'll be able to determine how quickly these go as I get started on the actual development. Alright, hello! It is January 13th, and last night was scary. So last night we had this crazy windstorm and knocked out the power for about 6 hours, and we didn't really have a lot of stuff for an emergency situation, which is something we're going to remedy soon, because that was not fun. We have like one flashlight, a couple candles, not a lot of extra water, so we made it. The power came back on this morning, so that was good. I didn't have to miss any work or do anything crazy to get power for my phone or anything, but it was scary, and the wind was so loud. I was worried it was gonna knock another tree over. We lost a tree to a snowstorm a few years back, and while it luckily did not land on anything valuable, we had to pay to get it like removed and stuff, which was really expensive. So that was last night. I've just been working. I did a strength workout, and I'm gonna have some lunch and then get back to work. But yeah, I'll probably update some game stuff later today. But I haven't been vlogging actively as much, but I'm hoping I'm getting some footage that I could just clip in here and talk over, because it's been a really good month so far. We're just, halfway through January almost, and I feel really productive, which is normal for January. I expect to sort of lose steam around March or so, but so far I'm feeling good, and I'm gonna do what I can to try and maintain some sort of momentum and not just like totally fizzle out, but you know how it goes, best laid plans and all that. So yeah, I'm just glad that everything is undamaged and powered. I've been doing my daily cleaning, trying to keep Cardboard Mountain in check and just generally stop the house from falling into disarray. It's been a challenge. I'm still not sure how everything gets quite so dirty. Okay, happy Monday, and by Monday I mean Tuesday. Because we had that surprise day off, I'm all confused, but it feels like a Monday. It's a normal Tuesday, except the meetings are all smushed into one day because they were all supposed to be spread across Monday and Tuesday, and then they were rescheduled. Anyway, that's not the point. Today, I'm starting intermittent fasting, and I don't expect it to be a huge deal. I did this before, like a year ago. I don't really remember why I stopped. I didn't have like a specific reason. I think it just didn't seem useful at the time. It's a pretty, I think, a pretty laid back one. It's a 10-hour eating window, so it's from 10 a.m. to about 8 p.m. I think. Yeah, that's 10 hours, right? I know that female bodies they're just really sensitive to calorie restriction, so I want to go pretty easy, and the main goal, the reason I'm doing this is not as some big weight loss push, but because I have been binge eating lemon Oreos mostly. You know, my dinners are really big and I snack a lot late at night. And it's just not good for me. Like sometimes it actively makes me feel kind of bad, and other times it just, I know it's not a healthy decision and I do it anyway. I am a person who responds very well to hard deadlines and kind of like cutoffs rather than just use moderation. Like that's not a thing I am capable of doing. I'm very much a cold turkey kind of person, which I know I've said before. I stole that phrase from somebody. I don't know who it was, but sorry. It just fits, you know? Like, that is me. I work better when I have more strict rules than when I just try to be better. Like, that's too nebulous for my mind to grasp. So we're gonna try intermittent fasting. I don't know that I'll talk about it too much. I'll probably just see how it goes and then quietly stop if it doesn't work, or who knows, maybe I'll come back and just be like, wow, it changed my life. I don't expect that to happen, but you never know. You never know. That's pretty much all I'm thinking about today, is when I can eat breakfast. I'm not super hungry, but I would like to have some breakfast soon, just because I like breakfast. I like eating, you know? You should know that about me. I'm just working right now. I can't really show you my work, but I can show you just like a little tiny, oh, there it is. So I'm working right now. I have a couple of meetings today, like you said. All the meetings from yesterday were just pushed to today, so it's a pretty meeting flush day. And then later tonight I have stream, because it's Tuesday and it's not Monday. I finally got into some knitting mid-month. We had to take the car out to deal with the emission stuff, so I got some knitting done there, and then I've just been knitting while watching TV or movies at my desk. It's going well, but it is going much more slowly than I thought it might. I'm working on this scarf, which has a very simple pattern, but it is pretty wide, so it's just gonna take longer. Okay, not the most efficient way to record my screen, but I've been working on some materials for my game today. So I have some metals in here, some nice shiny metals. I have an emissive texture. We can see some more down here, which basically just means they glow. I have some gradients here that fade from one color to another. And the plan is to lay these out on this huge texture atlas sort of thing, with I can't zoom, there we go, with a roughness and metallic texture as well, to make it easier to make one texture that fits the whole game, kind of. And then also, my plan, if I can pull this off, is to have similar types of materials on the same row, and then actually move the objects from square to square to change the colors. That is not something I've done before, but I've seen it discussed and described by a few different developers, so I'm gonna try that and see how it goes. But mostly I've just been having a lot of fun playing with sliders and stuff to get all these textures going. I've actually wasted quite a bit of time, but I think they look really good. I just love this copper. I love it so much. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, okay. Well, it's about time to go to bed, but this is what I did tonight. After I got the material texture set up, I put some colors on my character model, made them some nice hair. I haven't decided if I want to keep these big googly eyes, but I kind of love them a lot, so I might keep them. I might add some other options, but I just think they're real cute. I had a super productive weekend near the end of January where I also set up character movement with navigation using Unity's nav mesh system seen here. The animation is from Adobe's currently free Mixamo library. I'm not sure if it will stay free, but it has proven pretty useful for me so far. Aw, look at them run around. I just love this little character. I'm so pleased. At some point, I got the urge to play Animal Crossing again, and all of my animal friends really missed me, and Pietro finally left, which was nice. Sorry, Pietro fans out there. I continued my fitness, ate my food. We got a light dusting of snow. It started off as a sort of slushy rain, got a little bit more dense each time I looked out the window. It was pretty, but ultimately melted that night. And with this transition into February, I had one more thing to close out the month. My hair needed a serious refresh. My roots, as you have seen, have gotten really, really bad. And so I ordered some dye and got that going. Okay, so before I can do color, I have to do bleach. This has been processing for about 30 minutes, and now it's ready to be washed out. And I don't usually do so much. I usually just do the grow out of the roots, but because last time I did blue all over, I wanted to re-bleach some of the stuff that I did last time with blue so I could get another color up top. So I'm gonna wash this out, let it dry while I work today, and then do the color this evening probably. Okay, here we are, January 30th. There is technically one more day left in January, but I want to get this vlog wrapped up and sort of tie everything together with a nice big bow and get ready for February. So, what did I accomplish this month? Quite a bit, actually. The month felt very long and also very short. Sorry, there's a little bug walking along the wall. Very distracting. But I got a lot done this month. The big thing that I got done was my goal to plan out my game I'm making this year. So, I don't know how much I went into this when I was filming, but the idea for my game is kind of tower defense-y multiplayer. So it's based loosely off the idea for the game I had last summer called Project Caribou. I think I'm just gonna keep calling it Project Caribou, even though I'm kind of starting from scratch and reworking a lot of the features, because I think the spirit of the game is still there. So the idea is that the players place down structures and creatures that can move around to protect against waves of enemies. It's gonna be co-op multiplayer, so we're not directly competing, but there is gonna be competition in like basically how good you do, how many points you can get. So I do want it to be somewhat competitive, but not competitive in like an aggressive, violent sort of way, if that makes any sense. So some of the big features I'm gonna have to work on this year are like the grid where you can put down your units and your structures, the AI or the behaviors of enemies and the creatures you can put down. I'm gonna have to make a ton of art for this, you know, 3D models for all the creatures, all the enemies, all the structures, all the magical effects, you know, everything is gonna need some sort of art to it. So I'm gonna be diving a lot more into art this year, I hope. And this is 3D art, a little bit of 2D concept art, probably a fair bit of UI design. That is not something I'm very good at, so that'll be fun to sort of learn. But that's basically the gist of the game. I'll talk more about each piece as I build it. I plan to keep doing vlogs throughout the year. I have a lot of fun making them, but I do kind of forget to film, so we might have some gaps, but I'm gonna try to remember, try to do updates when I can, and I don't know, just share the journey a little bit. So what I got done in January was I designed the game, which I just explained, and then I also made a simple character model. I animated it. It can run around just on a plain flat surface. That's pretty much what I did. I'm still working on incorporating the multiplayer stuff, which I plan to do today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day of January, so I still have time to get in under my goal. But I mean, if I only got like 3 out of the 4 goals done for this month, I still say that's pretty good. Some other things that I got done was I did a ton of reading. I am almost done with my reread of Seven Blades in Black. I read Haruki Murakami's This Is What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. I really liked it. I thought it was really nice and just sort of like gently uplifting. I did some knitting. I got some things done around the house, mostly just cleaning, nothing really exciting. And then another thing that I got into this month was fancy coffee. I don't know where the urge came from. I think it was inspired by my new kettle that I got for Christmas. But I got like an actual coffee grinder. I was just having pre-ground coffee before. I got some nicer beans, and I've been brewing it like with more than just a Keurig, which is what I used before. And I'm having a lot of fun. It actually is pretty good. I wasn't sure if I would be able to taste a difference. I don't feel like I have a very refined palate, but I actually do think I taste a bit of a difference, so that's kind of fun. I'm gonna keep playing with that next month, try out some different beans and see, you know, how I like it. I like coffee. I probably shouldn't be drinking as much as I am, but here we are. So that's gonna be it for January. Gosh, I feel really productive. I hope I can keep up some of this energy, but I know I have to be careful. It's hard to just go, like you do need a break. So I'm hoping I'll know when to take that break so I don't just sort of like crash and burn. So here's the February. I should have posted my February plan with me this morning, I think. I still have to like promote it on Instagram and stuff, but we're ready. I'm ready for February. So here goes. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back soon with another video, and I hope to see you there. Thanks again. I hope you're all doing well. I will see you next time. Bye bye.